This is going to be video number 1 of this spring bear series, where I'm going to be showing everything from prepping to getting ready for a bear, materials needed to actually harvesting the bear. And to get started, I'm going to show you guys a few quick things on how you can use the bear that you can harvest this spring or in the fall. But I have some fat, I have some meat, and we're going to get started on this. So I'm down to my last bit of bear meat here now, so I'm going to clean this up. Bit of silver skin on it. So we're going to clean up that, clean up the intramuscular fat. And over here, in this bag, this is bear fat. So this is what we're going to be cutting this meat with. We got bear meat, bear fat. So I'm just going to take a good chunk of this. It's really oily, so I think that should be, we'll go a little bit more than that. That should be good. I'm just eyeballing it. I mean, I'm no chef or anything, but, and what we're gonna do now is I'll clean up this, clean up all the silver skin, and then we'll grind it up into some ground bear meat and make some bear patties. And then I'll mix this in the bowl by hand and then redo this again. Do a second grind. Make sure that fat is good and mixed in. These are going to be fatty, very, very juicy burgers. If you've ever worked with bear meat before and bear fat, you'll know that at room temperature it starts to get very oily and hard to handle. So that's why I'm just going to spread it out on this cookie sheet right now. Flatten it out a little bit. And instead of forming this into patties right now, which makes it's going to make it very difficult to form, I'm going to drop it in the freezer for 20 minutes to 30 minutes. And that'll get it to stiffen up enough I can handle it a little more, and I can make my patties. I'm going to try something a little different. I usually cube up my fat before I make scrunchions, or crackling, whatever you guys want to call it. But this time I'm going to try grounding up with the coarse grounder to see if I can get a similar result. I can't see why not, but that's what we're going to try here today. This is my crock pot that I put through hell and back. This is 2 bags bear fat. You can see the one that was warm, like room temperature, and then this one was still in the fridge. It holds the shape a lot more because bear fat at room temperature is this lid is dusty. Hold on. Get that lid a quick rinse. And we'll just turn this up on low for the first half hour, and then we'll turn it up on high. It's very simple crock pot. There's no temperature setting, just low and high. And we'll let this sit until it renders out, and we'll see what we get. There, it's actually a lot harder now, and it's only been in there for 20 minutes. It's not frozen, it's just bear fat solidifies when it's cold, and when at room temperature it's pretty much oil. So all I'm gonna do is just cut out a few patties here. I get how gross this looks, but it's just part of it. If you're hunting, you're trapping, you're doing all this stuff outdoors, it gets gross. So this is it, a few hours after. Just gonna give it a stir just to let out some more of that. Careful none of this, if there's any water, you know, it'll pop. So it's just been sitting out high here for a few hours. Got a bit more to go. See how some of this is like golden brown? That's how I want all of it. So as you can see, it's some of it's sunk down to the bottom. Everything's that golden brown color, and the actual rendered out oils is clear, and that's how you know it's done. Taking the jar, very slowly skimming off the oil from the top with a ladle and filling up the jars. And what I like to do is set my jars aside and grate them from cleanliness. I mean, I could use a filter or something, but I just find this way is easier. And what I'll do is the first jar or two, like this, you can use it for whatever you want. Believe it or not, this stuff makes amazing bear beard oil. You can use it for conditioner for your hair. It's good for your skin. You can use it for whatever you want. And look how clear that is. Got the nice yellow tint. I hear you, bee. I know. What do you want? You wanted to be on the internet, did you? Hey, bee? Yeah? Big old suck. The clear bottles, like right here, that'll be used for things like I can use it to turn it into soap, conditioner. I can use it for leather, reconditioned leather. I took some of the cleanest stuff, I turned it in some beard oil. I'll be using that in my beard. This is some of the, as we start going down with the ladle, this stuff's obviously got stuff floating in it, so this will be just used for cooking, along with these 3 bottles. And that can replace anywhere that any recipe that calls for oil or any other kind of fat. And this is the scrunchions. You salt this, warm it up in a frying pan. One of the best things you'll eat. You can put that on salad, put it on burgers. Mind you, it is fat, so keep that in mind. If you're going healthy, you want to limit this. But this is what I harvested from that bear fat. So this is after it's been cooled down. You can see like the scrunchions. It's just like crumbled. It's actually a really good texture, really nice. And this here is the fat once it's cooled off. Like I said, it's almost completely white, a little bit of a yellow tinge to it. That's nice, clean, very clean rendered fat there. And this stuff here, as I was saying, can be used for products like this. This is soap that a woman at work made out of bear fat that I donated. The burger kind of wants to fall apart a little bit because I didn't put any additives or any bonding agents in there. It's just meat and fat. We just need a plate, something to eat off of. This will work. Just fine. Good girl. I don't know if you guys remember me talking about this in a episode before, but if you look around, she doesn't need to sit on snow. We have mostly dry ground around. She just prefers it. Homemade bear burgers. Oh, so good. So juicy because of the fat, obviously. And over an open fire like this, that's where it's at. Whoops. You get that smokiness. Oh, it's so good. If you're someone who's not in love with the flavor of wild game, start cooking over an open fire. Because the gaminess, which I don't mind, but the smoke from a fire will naturally just, I don't know if it masks it or just tricks you into thinking that's what you're tasting more so, because they both are robust flavors. But it pairs really nice with natural smoke from a fire. Start cooking your wild game over an open fire and you'll have a whole new appreciation for it. Forget these fancy stoves and everything else. Right here. That's the way to do it. Bear burgers. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the my episode 1 of the Spring Bear 2021 series that I'm doing. I just want to show you guys some pretty simple techniques of how to utilize most of the bear, like the fat and the meat anyways. The bones, I like to dry them out in the oven a little bit, cook them up, or boil them, give them to my dogs. The fur, everybody knows what you can do with fur. But the fat, a lot of people throw out the fat thinking that's what causes the gaminess. It's not. Fat on a bear does not cause gamey flavor. It is bad handling techniques, bad field dressing techniques, or waiting too long. A stressed out bear, which means like probably wrong time of year for the bear as well. And bad baiting techniques. If you're baiting in bears and you're feeding it crap, it's going to taste like crap. You are what you eat. If you start feeding it quality food, some grains, some sweet, like molasses, stuff like that, it'll take on those sweet profiles. And you'll get a bear with better tasting meat and better tasting fat. And it also depends on how long you're baiting in that as well, but those are things you got to take into consideration. So if you guys did enjoy this, please click on my face to subscribe. Click over here for a cool video, and click over here for another cool video. Well, I think they're cool, and my mom thinks they're cool, so yeah, get on board with the cool crowd. Take care, guys.